Well, hello everybody and welcome to Monday, August 15th, Power Break. You are talking with Gloria and I'm Gloria Ponziano and I am so excited. As you may know, if this is your first time, I'll just tell you briefly that we are examining ways in which you can change. If you change your thoughts, you can change your life. You can change your world. You can change everything in your world. And that is no lie. And we are going through the letters of the alphabet on each one of these Power Breaks. And today we are at the letter G, which stands for Gloria. But that's just a coincidence. We're actually going to be talking about a couple of different words. But before I get into the Power Break, I just want to make a couple of real quick announcements. If this is your first time, welcome. This is Power Break. We have this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12:15 for 15 minutes. That's all you need to give of your time. And I'm asking you to please help me spread the word with Power Break by sharing it with your friends. You can share it with Twitter or with your Facebook friends just by hitting the little logo down there on the bottom. Underneath the screen, you'll see the little teeny tiny Facebook and Twitter button. Also, you'll see on this page, Google has a +1. It's a new ranking system that they have, and I'd really appreciate it if you just click on that. Basically, all that does is tell Google about my page, and it helps in my ranking. So, that said, now let's get into today's message. I hope everybody had a fantastic weekend. It was a beautiful full moon weekend, and it was gorgeous. No matter where you live, if you can just look around you and find a way to be grateful. We're going to always be talking about ways in which you can create and co-create your life for the better. And one of the things you got to do is get rid of the guilt. You got to get rid of this mentality and this belief system, because really all a belief system is a thought that you've held on to that maybe somebody taught to you, and you thought on it and thought on it and thought on it and thought on it until it became a belief. Now let's just say that you were taught to believe in Santa Claus, and you thought on it and daydreamed about it and just really believed that you were going to get presents. And voila, every Christmas morning you got presents, even if you were bad. Even if you did sit on Santa's lap and he told you if you weren't good, you weren't good. But nevertheless, you still got these presents. So you held on to a belief system for so long, and you believe that you manifested. Now, we know that you did get gifts in your life, that mom and dad was the one that was bringing it. But the point is when someone gives you a belief system, you are the one that decides whether or not you're going to adopt it and make it your own truth and make it your belief. So that's what a belief system is. It's thoughts that you've held on to so long that they are a part of your life. They direct your life. They change your life. Some of those beliefs are good and some are not. But if they bring guilt, if they bring shame, then this is a G word that we need to get rid of, because everything in the universe says yes and amen to you. Everything is meant for your good. There's the G word again. And there's nothing more important in this world than that you feel good. And when you feel good, you are in perfect alignment with the powers of the universe, with all of creation, to create and co-create your very life. Now, we see this happen in the negative all the time, and people go, oh, you know, I've tried that positive thinking and that speaking positive. I've tried it and it doesn't work. Well, you know what? It works all the time. You're just more highly developed in the negative than you are in the positive. And you work it around you all the time. I mean, all I have to do if I want to observe how the negative is going is just turn on the news, or more personally, just go to my Facebook and read some of the things that people talk about. And you can see all the time that we have to understand something here, that when we get into an attitude of gratitude and we begin to turn our focus onto what we're grateful for. Let's say, you may say, well, you know, Gloria, I'm living on the street. Well, I'm telling you, there is something that you can find to be grateful for. You may be living on the street, but if you're living on the street, you've created that environment. You've dwelled on it. You've thought about it. Now, I know, I can hear some of you saying, oh, that's BS. That's BS. I never created this. You can never be a co-creator with God, and you can never change your world for the better as long as you offer up resistance that your thoughts have no power. And if you believe that your thoughts have no power and that you couldn't possibly have created lack, you couldn't have possibly have created sickness in your body by your thoughts, you couldn't have possibly created some kind of misfortune. If you can't take responsibility and say, yes, this is focused energy, this is something that I have really given some thought to. We don't like to admit that because the repercussions of thinking that way brings back something negative that we have to be responsible for. And let's face it, it's so much nicer, it's so much more fun to blame somebody for our responsibility, for things that are our responsibility. So if we can accept that, and I'll be the first one, I'll throw my hand up, I'll put my hat in the ring and tell you right now that I have absolutely created the things in my life. And some of those things are not real pleasant. Some of those things came back to just, I started to say bite me in the butt, but you know, I don't know who's watching this. But the thing is I put some words out there that, I put some thoughts out there. I put my thoughts in places, shouldn't have done that, and then I manifested the very thing. Now you go, oh, well, that's just ridiculous. No, it's not. It's not ridiculous. Like I said, we are so highly developed. In fact, somebody wrote me just recently and said, why is it when I think something negative, it seems to happen right away? But then as soon as I listen to your messages, Gloria, and I start saying, that's it, I'm going to change. I'm going to start thinking positive. I'm going to start paying attention to where I put my thoughts and how they generate energy in me. As soon as I try to start doing that, it just seems like it takes forever. But boy, let me think one negative thought and boom, it happens right away. Why is that? And that's easy. Because we're more highly developed in the negative than we are in the positive. If you start telling somebody, one of your friends, just think of one of your friends right now. If you start telling them that you have had a change of direction, that you've had a change of thought, and you've decided that there is nothing more important than that you feel good. Because when you feel good, you are at that perfect place of creating whatever it is you're putting your thoughts on. Whatever you're putting your thoughts on, when you're feeling really, really good, you are taking quantum leaps and you're bringing that thing into your existence faster. But if you start telling one of your friends, just think of one, just think of any of your friends right now, they'll be the first one to say, oh, well, now I know what that's, nah, you know, that stuff doesn't work. And you're going to get naysayers. And you're going to get people that are going to try and take that away from you. And it's up to you. Somebody said to me, is it really that easy? It's simple. But is it easy? It takes diligence. It takes commitment. It takes faithfulness. It's like, I've used this analogy before. If you're trying to quit a bad habit, if you're trying to quit smoking, your thoughts constantly go to cigarettes, or if it's an alcohol, or I don't know, whatever kind of bad habit you may be wanting to get rid of that's not good for your health. Whatever it is, as soon as you say, I'm going to stop doing it, all your thoughts go to that thing. They go to cigarettes, they go to smoking, they go to drinking, whatever it is. And your thoughts just keep going. And so what happens is you're creating a stronger desire for the very thing you do not want. You truly want to quit smoking. You truly want to give up sweets or eating foods that's not healthy for you or drinking too much alcohol or whatever it is. But as soon as you say, that's it, I'm going to quit, and these thoughts keep coming to you, why do they keep coming to you? Because you have always thought them before. Let's go 6 months ago. 6 months ago, you were just smoking these cigarettes and weren't even thinking about the dangers. Well, maybe once in a while, but not too much. You're just enjoying your cigarettes with your friends. And when you don't think on something, you still create it because you got a momentum going now. You've already thought about, boy, I really enjoy this cigarette after dinner. I really enjoy this cigarette after getting on the phone or whatever. You've thought that so much that it's become a habit, and when you pick up the phone, you've got to have a cigarette. when you finish eating, you got to have a cigarette. You don't even think about it because you are so programmed. And so now, and think of this for a second. This is why wealthy people never have to constantly think about creating wealth, because they learned how to create wealth for themselves so much and thought about it. Look, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to think big, and I'm going to make it happen. I know I can do it. 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 Yes, I can. Yes, I can. I know I can do this. I know I can do this. I don't care what anybody else has done or anybody else's failure. I know I can do this. And they get a momentum going, and boom, that snowball starts going downhill, and they start bringing more and more wealth and more success to them, until eventually they're enjoying this success so much they don't even have to think about it anymore. Boom, 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 boom. This success just keeps going, and they don't have to keep thinking about it because it's already there. And it's the same thing with the quitting a bad habit. You think, well, every time I try to quit this bad habit, well, why do I think about it even more? And then that's when the urge is even stronger, because you got that momentum going months and years ago. And now you've got to replace it with something that you truly desire. Do you really desire to continue smoking cigarette? You go, no, I don't want to. Well, then you've got to replace those thoughts. When the thoughts come to you, I want a cigarette, with this telephone call, I want a cigarette after dinner, but I really enjoy the way that I smell. My hair smells clean. I really do enjoy the way that things taste better. I really do enjoy the way that I'm seeing the results in my skin. I really do enjoy. So you're taking your thoughts and you're overriding the negative thoughts that you created a long time ago. Everything you have in your life right now, anything that we all have in our life right now, is a product of something that we already thought a while ago. It's the law of sowing and reaping. You put a seed in the ground, it doesn't sprout up a corn shoot or bean or a tomato plant immediately. It takes a little bit of time, but once it does, you go, whoa, looky here, look what I have got from planting. And that's exactly how you create. So one of the ways to take a really giant step forward is learning how to be grateful. Find the things in your life to be grateful for, and it doesn't even have to have anything to do with anything in particular. Let's go back to the example of trying to quit a bad habit. It doesn't even have to have anything to do with that. You can just say, I am so grateful for my spouse. I am so grateful for my home. I am so grateful for the love of friends. I'm so grateful for the internet. I'm so grateful that I get to have messages like this brought to me free of charge. I'm so grateful. Grateful. That's the G word. That's today's word. The more grateful you are, the more you align your own vibrational energy with the energy that creates worlds. And it's not about making something happen for you. It's already there. When you get into an attitude of gratitude, it's about opening yourself up to receive it, because it's already given. There's a G word again. It's already been given. Stop griping. Don't gripe. Don't complain. Learn to be grateful. Learn to show gratitude. Be gentle. Be guilt-free. Be good. We're about out of time, but and give. Learn how to give. Because you say, well, I don't have any money to give. You have time. I give my time every day. Every day, 5 days a week, I give my time to doing this. And I am so blessed when people go to the donate button and they give to me. There's no charge for this. But I am grateful when people give to me, because it causes me to be able to give back even more. So learn to have an attitude of gratitude. And when you give, and when you begin to show the universe, show God, show yourself that you are grateful, it changes your energy. And when your energy starts getting really good and really exciting, and you can feel the change in you, then that's when you turn your thoughts and you put your thoughts on what it is that you want to create and draw to you. Remember, it's already there. Learn how to open yourself up. Learn how to open yourself up to receive. That's all the time we have today for Power Break. Join me again on Wednesday when our letter will be H. Make sure you share this with your friends. If you haven't joined my group on Facebook, you need to, because I'm not going to be making this available individually to everybody. You'll have to join my group. You can write me here at info@talkingwithgloria.com and find out more information. Also, you can join me on Tuesday and Thursday night when we have a little bit longer of a discussion and you can interact with us. And you can check on the website and find out what the times those will be. But thank you everybody for joining me. I hope to see you tomorrow night at 7 p.m. and again on Wednesday for our next Power Break H. You guys have an awesome day. Remember, think about what you're thinking and learn to be grateful. Have a great day.